Retirement life is changing for a lot of people. There's a rising trend of seniors over the age of 65 who are now taking in roommates. So today I want to talk about why that is, why there's such a rising trend, and also whether or not that is a good solution for you. With the cost of living skyrocketing, housing costs have been climbing across the nation. And many seniors are living strictly on a Social Security income, maybe a small pension, or maybe even a savings that they've saved up over all the years that they worked. But this age group is feeling the squeeze on this inflation more than any other age group. And because of that, many of them are turning to taking in a roommate to help with those costs. In Arizona, where I live, the population of 65 plus age group is growing faster than anywhere else in the nation. And I really believe that maybe that's because as we get older, our bones don't like that cold temperature from up north. And so, like me, people are relocating to the warmer weather here in Arizona or in Florida or to the southern states where we have mild temperatures year round. But even here in Arizona, with the rise in population, it is causing the housing costs to increase. So rentals and senior housing is getting harder and harder to afford. Statistics show that in 2023, there were more than 6.8 million households that shared their home with somebody other than a family member. And seniors make up 30% of that figure. In 2024, seniors taking in roommates was up by 48%. And that figure is growing twice as fast as any other age group. I found the subject of seniors taking in roommates fascinating because when I was in my 50s, I was a single woman. And my best friend of many years called me. I was living in Oregon, she was in Texas, and she said, Esther, can I come and stay a couple of days because my mother is going through a divorce and I need to find a place for her to live. And I told my friend, I said, I've met your mother a number of times. I feel comfortable with your mother. Why doesn't she just come and stay with me for a month until she finds a place to live that she feels comfortable with? And so, long story short, she was 70 years old. I was in my 50s, and we were very compatible. And rather than staying for 1 month, she actually ended up being my roommate for 18 months. So, as a single woman in my 50s, that extra income was very helpful for me. Since we were compatible, it worked out great for us. I had the extra income. She shared a little bit in the utilities. We shared food expenses, and it was a win-win situation for both of us. So when I saw this subject talked about on the news, it intrigued me that seniors over the age of 65 are finding roommates to be a great solution for them. And other than just the added income, there are benefits of having a roommate. And I'm going to include a checklist in my description down below that you can go through if you're even considering a roommate and check off the boxes to see if a roommate would be right for you. But over and above the added income, you have somebody to help share in the utility costs. You have somebody to share in the food expenses, and you have companionship. You have that person that might be there when you get home in the evening, somebody to visit with. My roommate was very considerate. She had the house to herself all day because she was retired when I worked. And so in the evenings when I'd come home, she would often stay in her room and do her Bible study or whatever to kind of give me the roam of the house without having somebody right there with you all the time. So it was just a great situation for us. Some are seeking a roommate because they may be feeling a little lonely and isolated, living on their own, and having a roommate helps with expenses and it gives them that extra companionship. Some are actually seeking a roommate that's a little bit younger that can help run errands or run them back and forth to doctor appointments, to grocery store, a source of transportation for them. It can also be a good solution for somebody who has medical issues and it gives them someone in the house to keep an eye on them for medical concerns. Are they doing okay today? If there is a medical issue, there's somebody there that can call for help. And for many seniors, one of the best benefits would be to be able to stay in their own home for a longer period of time, age gracefully at home. A lot of seniors, as they start getting older, fear having to go to an assisted living home or moving in with a relative to have somebody look after them. And having a roommate can possibly help them to stay in their own home for a longer period of time. If you decide to have a roommate, you want to make that decision with caution. You want to make sure that you do a background check unless you know them really well. You want to make sure that your personalities are at least compatible so that you're not continually annoying one another. You want to have some house rules to make sure that, again, that roommate is not annoying you with all the things that you don't want done in your household. Do you allow smoking? Do you not? Do you allow loud music all the time? Do you not? You need to have some sort of household rules. And even if it's a friend or a relative, it's a good idea to have a signed rental agreement because financial situations are very touchy when it comes to friends or relatives, and it can tear those relationships apart if you all of a sudden disagree on what the terms were supposed to be. And make sure that you're willing to give up a little bit of your space and share that home with somebody. So take a look at that checklist if you're considering a roommate at all. Is that something that's good for you? Will it work for you?